When you walk into a room, is the first thing you notice the vibe? The way a room feels isn't just a cliche saying to you. You actually have feelings about the decor, the music, the smell, the carpet. I mean, every room has a vibe and you sense it immediately. Do you also seem to notice maybe what's missing or what feels a little off emotionally? Possibly you can't help but compare the moment you're in to something deeper or more meaningful or more beautiful. Perhaps you live with a quiet longing for something more real, more authentic, more you. The inner emotional world of an Enneagram 4 is as deep as it is wide and can often feel overwhelming. So let me ask you this. Are you known as someone who is creative, emotionally aware, deep? Do people come to you when they want something more meaningful or authentic? If any of this sounds familiar, stay tuned and say hello to Enneagram 4. Welcome to Hello Enneagram, a summer series designed to help you know your number. If you've been confused about your type, if your Enneagram enthusiast second cousin has tried to tell you what you are, or if you've taken online tests but they don't seem to fit quite right, well, this series is designed to give you a simple and honest look at each Enneagram number and the core tenets that go beyond behavior based typing to the heart of the motivation. So, my goal here is to help give you the basics without overwhelming you. The Enneagram is meant to be taught and processed in community so that you can self identify your number. So, listen in, then jump to the comments and share what you're noticing in yourself or ask questions. My hope is that this helps you find your number. No test required, and no Enneagram enthusiast BFF trying to assign one to you. All right, let's get going, and I'll chat with you in the comment section. If you're watching this YouTube video or listening to this podcast, you're trying to learn more about the Enneagram 4, often called the Individualist. Now, you may wonder if you are an Enneagram Type 4, or you may simply want to learn more about fours. Either way, I'm really glad you're here, and I know you'll find this episode extremely helpful. As you listen, maybe you want to send it to someone else who needs to learn more about the creative, expressive, deeply feeling, vibe loving Enneagram 4s. You might be an Enneagram 4 if you experience emotions deeply and tend to reflect on your feelings. If you have a strong desire to be authentic and really true to yourself, if you notice what's missing, what's meaningful, or what emotions are in the room with you. Now, an Enneagram 4 often feels different from others, like they just don't quite fit in. Enneagram 4s are drawn to beauty, creativity, and self expression. Sometimes a 4 will get stuck in comparison or longing for something more. And one that people don't always see is that an Enneagram 4 isn't trying to be dramatic or overly emotional. They're trying to be understood. So let's talk about what's going on underneath all of this. There are three centers of intelligence within every human being. We perceive, process, and respond to the world through thinking, feeling, and doing, also known as the heart, the head, and the gut. So for an Enneagram 4, the strongest center of intelligence is feeling, or the heart center, which means that you experience emotions deeply. You have a strong awareness of meaning and authenticity, and you have a deep desire to understand yourself and other people at a very deep and authentic level. However, the weakest center of intelligence for an Enneagram 4 is the doing, or the gut center. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not capable of taking action. It just simply means that your emotions can sometimes slow you down or complicate the action that needs to be taken. It could sound like, I don't feel like doing this right now, or I'm not in the mood for that. or I want to think about my feelings more before I take action. Over time, this can lead to hesitation, depression, and withdrawal. So, at the core, what an Enneagram 4 is really driven by is a need to be authentic and true to yourself. An Enneagram 4 wants to feel deeply understood, and they desire meaning and significance and try to avoid feeling ordinary or unseen. Now, this might look like reflecting deeply on your emotions, trying to understand what they mean way longer than maybe another person that you know. Or it might look like pulling back when something feels inauthentic, like just your inner radar kind of goes off if it doesn't sit just right. Or a consistent and constant longing for something more, even when things are objectively just fine. And it's not because you're dissatisfied, but it's because you're always on the search for deep meaning. Now, at your best, Enneagram 4s are creative, expressive, and incredibly insightful. They're authentic, emotionally aware, intuitive, and compassionate and empathetic. Fours are amazing at bringing depth and meaning and art and beauty into the world. People feel understood by an Enneagram 4. These are the above the line qualities of 4. But under pressure, it's easy to fall sort of below the line. The emotional intensity gets stronger. You notice comparison and longing just nagging at you constantly. You may become more withdrawn and moody, maybe more focused on what's missing or what's not quite right, possibly more stuck in comparison or envy. I mean, people may say you're being dramatic or overly sensitive, but internally it just simply feels like, why does everyone else seem to have something that I don't? No one really gets me. If you look at the Enneagram drawing, you'll notice that there are two lines connected to your number. One line shows you where the number moves in times of stress, and the other line shows you where the number moves when that person's feeling very secure in themselves and their environment. So, for the Enneagram 4, when life gets very stressful, fours will find themselves moving towards the energy of type 2. It is important to note here that one does not become their stress or their secure number, but their energy and behavior might look and feel like that stress or secure number. An Enneagram 4 under stress moves towards 2, and they may become more people pleasing, maybe overly focused on other people and emotionally reactive. The desire for authenticity can shift into like a constant need or seeking for validation or reassurance. And so a 4 wants to be on the lookout for feelings like, do they even care about me? Am I too much? That's the stress number talking. But now let's look at the other line. When fours are feeling grounded and secure, they move towards the energy of type 1, which means they become more disciplined and take consistent action. They bring structure and follow through to their ideas and emotions. They feel grounded and focused, purposed. Fours will often tell me that they feel more confident when they can turn their feelings into meaningful action. So, if you're wondering if you might be an Enneagram 4, ask yourself, do I experience emotions deeply and spend time reflecting on them? Do I feel a strong desire to be authentic and true to who I am? Do I often notice what feels missing, off, or just not quite meaningful enough? Do I find myself comparing or longing for something more or different? If what we've talked about today resonates with you and you're thinking, I just might be an Enneagram 4, don't rush to label yourself just yet. Listen to a few more types. Pay attention to what motivates you, what's beneath the surface of your behavior. And then for more help knowing your number, grab my free Hello Enneagram mini course. The link to that is in the show notes. It includes details about each number, worksheets, and interviews with people of each type. People often tell me that being able to hear other people talk about what it feels like to be in their number is tremendously helpful. So that's a wrap for Enneagram 4. Let me know right now in the comment section what resonated with you and what questions you have. I would love to connect with you there. Before we go, I just want to say thank you for being here. I know how valuable your time is, and I don't take lightly when you choose to spend it with me. So I hope you'll like, subscribe, follow so that you don't miss any of our episodes in this series or the ones to come.